What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Queer and Present Danger. I am your host. My name is JB, and I am the hostess with the mostest, who does the mostest. We have our two lovely, wonderful, fantastic co-hosts. We have who just came in at the last second, who literally down the wire. I hit the button for the countdown and looked down and said, "Oh, Tim's here."
I saw 26 seconds. I feel like that's 30 seconds early. I'm good. I'm fine. Anyway, hi guys. Hi everybody.
Hello.
I made it.
You made it. I'm happy you made it. Everybody, round of applause.
I swear this is just juice.
Tick, how you doing? How's things going this week?
Personal, it's chaos as per usual. But politically, oh my god. Is this what hope feels like? Is this what, like, I see a light and it's not the end of the world?
I'm glad that you have a hopeful view of things. We'll be sure to crush those rather soon. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, the world just has a way of doing that.
Yeah.
Like a cockroach, he never seems to just go away.
And we also have here the lovely, the talented, the lounge singer of all lounge singers, Tyler.
Oh, what's up, everyone?
Tyler, how are you doing?
I am really, really freaking sore today, because we got a shipment of 2 pallets worth of computers.
Oh god,
Jesus.
Yeah,
I remember those days.
and I unloaded those
like them at all.
all by myself.
No,
That's because you're an independent woman. You don't need no man.
So.
Yeah, all by myself.
I was all by myself.
So that was fun. And they were filthy. And I was like
Thanks.
so mad about it because I had this light pink polo, because, I'm not expecting to be unloading a grimy pallet of computers.
And on Wednesday, we wear pink.
Because on Wednesday we wear pink. So that shirt is now in the wash, and hopefully all those spots will come out. Otherwise, I will be very, very sad.
Send them an invoice. I don't know who they are, but send it to them. And guys, I'm really excited today. I'm so excited. I have been trying to do this for weeks. Hold on a second.
Tried something out.
That's a new one.
Oh, nice.
Look, it's how I've felt since someone stepped away and someone else took over. I'm taking the leap.
Mm-hmm.
Although my computer had... Oh, that's because some pop-up. Anyway. We're going back to some...
I'm just in my white lady house.
Okay.
Having a moment.
Yes, I just hit the button right there, please. Yep, guys, things are happening.
Yes, per usual.
Per usual, things are
Computer
happening.
had a moment, so I'm just going back. Anyway,
That's
guys,
better.
I'm super excited. I've been trying to do that, get this person on since we started this podcast. I'm like the funniest person that I know. It's dry wit, their dry wit, and just general curmudgeonness makes me smile. Guys, everyone, give it up for Dougie.
oh god. I mean, hi.
Teach
I
me
was
how
like,
to
does Tig
Dougie.
even know I'm
Teach me
here?
how to Dougie.
Hi, I'm Doug Terranova. You can find me at Doug Terranova on all the socials. I'm really excited to be here to talk about the most normal time in American politics. Yeah, very
Yeah.
boring, run of the
Nothing happening.
mill, things going exactly as they should. No history-making events.
Yeah, everything is going according to plan, guys.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Now.
Yeah.
It's to try to liven that up a little bit.
So, guys, for everyone who is watching, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm watching you guys' viewer comments as they show up. We will definitely be reading them out on screen as this happens. But I want to jump right in to a hot topic. Do you guys want to start fun, or do you want to start with mess?
I think you got to
What
start
are we getting
fun,
from Hot Topic?
or the mess is going to make fun harder.
I like it when fun's harder. Anyway.
Sure.
We never can. Yeah, it's fine. What's the fun?
So let's talk about breakdancing in the Olympics for 1 second.
Please,
Thank
let's
you all.
talk
Great
about
show.
breakdancing in the Olympics. I never knew that I could go to the Olympics. That I had any sort of chance.
You, Doug, you could be an Olympian. You could have been an Olympian.
If
Gotta
I
move to
want
Australia
more
first.
of that quality level Olympians. I'm tired of world-class athletes.
Listen,
All your fit bodies and looking so damn good.
Yeah, give me
I
that
want
video.
that kind of confidence in my life, like real talk.
Um,
Like, I want to be that confident to be like, you know what? Listen, I ain't got the moves of these other people.
Yeah.
But what I lack in moves, I make up for in sheer audacity.
yeah, does she have talent? No. Does
And
she have rhythm?
poses.
No. But is she at the Olympics? Yes.
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 And I'm living.
And listen, I can only say so much because while she was at the Olympics, I was sitting on a couch.
Literally, when
you
I was
didn't get a
watching-
free trip to Paris.
when I was, well, everything just shook. When I was watching that video, and I was like, "That's so bad." Literally, as those words came out of my mouth, the burrito that I was eating dripped onto my shirt, and I was like, "Well, I'm not one to judge."
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. To me, I was like, she's doing something. She's making moves happen. She's having a good time and
She
living
was at
her
the
best
Olympics.
life. She's at the Olympics, and I gotta give it to. Maybe in Australia they don't necessarily do the breakdancing thing, so this was like But then I found out she's a professor
of cultural movement.
Of cultural movement. But the moment that she pulled out the sprinkler,
Mhm.
that was when I went, "Oh, you're trolling me."
No, man.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. It was a giant troll. She got to go to Paris for free.
Like,
Go to Paris for free, and you have to remember these are all fine-tuned, beautiful athletes. They fucking like crazy in there.
Yeah, she
In
got
the
to stay
Olympic
at the
Village.
athlete fuck village. Like,
Pretty much, yeah. They literally, you can go back, look at all the things. Every year they stock condoms like it's just, they just rain them. They just
There was
rain them around.
one
Wow.
Olympics, I forget, it was like, I don't know, maybe 30 years ago. They literally had to airdrop condoms into the Olympic Village.
listen, because what they're doing, there are two things they're gonna do. They're gonna win, and
And
they're gonna fuck.
Here's
Mhm.
here's a hot take on condoms in the Olympic Village. Don't listen. These
Just
are
start,
the best
just start recreating.
humanity
Just
has to
start
offer.
breeding.
Let them breed. Let them
Right.
fuck.
I can. You know what? I see where you're going with that. We are creating the perfect specimens.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's starting to get a little eugenicsy when you say it.
Crawl-
Like
I was like, this is
Well,
starting
a
to
little
sound
bit.
like you, Jim.
It's cross-cultural connections. That's all that is.
yeah.
Yeah.
cross-cultural connections.
Listen,
It-
never has
Yeah,
there been a time,
cross-cultural
connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
never has there
connections.
been a
All
time
of
in
the things.
history when one person in power was obsessed with getting genetics right, and it was bad.
It was
You know
bad.
what? You're right. You're right.
It's true. That's never happened
It's
ever
never
in
happened.
history.
Yeah, it's
Once.
never
I
been a
went to
thing.
school in
No one's ever
Ever.
gone down a dark, terrible hole with that.
First of all, we're
You know, and now we
joking.
know.
This is all a joke.
This
For
is
anyone
all-
who's thinking that we're
Guys.
being serious, we are. This is
I'm a
we
comedian.
are a
Every-
comedy political podcast.
Every word I say is
Come on.
stupid and a joke. And if you take me seriously, that's probably on you.
Listen, I just want you
Mhm.
guys.
And
to
now we
understand.
know why everyone was obsessed with the
Dougie
boxer's
Beyonce's judging you.
gender. Because
That-
they
okay.
wanted to know
Semi-serious.
if they had a
note,
homosexual experience or not.
yeah, he's got
You're
slapped in the
asking?
face by this person. I
did.
can't tell. Oh no!
So
I actually want to say congratulations to them for not only winning the gold, but putting up with all that bullshit.
all of that shit, and
All that bullshit.
that was actually going to be.
She is amazing.
The meth conversation, and it's going to move into politics. Did you
we
guys
talk-
know that she filed a lawsuit?
Mm-hmm. She named J.K.
Mhm.
Rowling and Elon Musk.
J.K.
among
Rowling,
others.
Elon, and Elon Musk, and she has Donald Trump also on there.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Throw another
Um,
lawsuit his way.
Why not? Why not?
hold
Why
on,
not
guys. Wait,
Rogan
I need a moment.
or Carson
Oh,
or whatever
it'll-
the fuck his name is?
I need a
It'll
moment.
be whoever they need. Yo, you saw the hair come down?
Before we talk into politics, can we talk about all the dicks at the Olympics? This has been a very
Maybe.
Oh
dick-heavy
yeah,
Olympics.
right.
Maybe that dude from France.
What do we,
Mhm.
he lost, but in
Mhm.
a way, we all won.
I think
They-
he won
Italian.
that night at the Olympics. I think
You
he
know,
won
yeah,
that night at
the
Village.
pole vaulter. Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah,
he absolutely won.
if
Everyone got
there's
to
a
see it.
way to lose that is the best, it's that. I'm
Did you
sorry, my
hear he
dick
got-
was way too big.
Right.
Yeah. Did you hear Pornhub offered him $250,000?
I heard it
He
was.
said no.
I heard it was not
But-
Pornhub. It was like a video chat sex,
Ooh.
Saturday.
like
Doesn't
chat,
matter.
like
Good
chat.
for good
Well,
for
there
him.
was there was an underwear company that. Oh, well, no, that was the sorry,
diver,
no,
the French-
that was the
That was the
other
other one.
person. That was
Right.
the
That was
diver
the other one that we were. I
who
about
was
to
still
bring up.
showing
The French
after
swimmer.
being in freezing cold water. I'm like, ooh.
Mhm.
that French swimmer had a bread basket.
Listen,
Mhm.
you.
I was like, I
I
think someone
cannot-
needs a sponsorship with Red Bull.
I cannot say with 100% certainty that wasn't a roll of quarters, but I mean, if I were going to be on TV,
Roll of quarters. That thing was a
That was a Red
paper
Bull
towel
can.
roll.
listen, yeah,
Yeah.
you put your
What
roll
that
of quarters
was
in your
pretty to
speedo,
me.
you do your
It was
dives,
delicious.
and then you take it out and you use it for the vending machine. It was practical. It just
I
got
get
away
it.
from him. He
No,
went,
I
he
get
went
it.
too far and he couldn't say anything.
Or were they
Mhm.
quarters or $50?
Oh,
The
that's-
sad
may
part
have been
is
$50.
that if you looked, it was folded in half.
hmm
You know what
That
you
man
call
had
that?
to. That man
Hold on.
had to bend himself.
That is
Tuck it
what you
all
call
in.
that? That is called root. Okay,
Diver.
you a root.
Dougie's like, let me look this up.
Yeah, I can confirm right now.
Root.
was-
You hear
yeah,
me?
it's
Amazing.
folded.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That yeah.
Right?
You all have to excuse us for just a minute while we all look up, things.
It-
I will say I listen.
This is
I
important.
was
But we
good
do
at
research
something, and I did not look it back up.
for science.
Research.
You all are nasty whores.
Well, he's the one. What was he wearing? He was wearing a Speedo. He's asking for me to look at his bulge.
Okay, so let's have a question.
Again,
much dick.
nothing I say is real.
I'm going to say this. I was actually talking about seeing this chatter on Twitter a lot with which we'll get to Twitter in a minute, but people have been like, if these were women, everyone saying this stuff would be talking about how we're disgusting.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, they'd be.
I got somebody in his house. He got a man in his house.
I had to turn the light on because it turned
Oh yeah, I
off.
forget. You
because
talk to your
it's-
house. It's weird.
I do the same. It's a good point, but I think also it's still a balance of power thing. If you societal power, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's there were just people are like you. We shouldn't be saying these things about anybody, and I agree to a point. But if I see a nice piece, I'm gonna say
Respectfully.
I'm gonna
If-
respectfully say
That's a good one.
beautiful.
Listen, if
Sorry,
the
man.
whole world was talking about how great my penis is, I think I'm okay. I think I'm gonna be okay.
Right? Yeah.
So, speaking of
I
Donald
would
Trump,
respectfully say, so what are you doing in a couple hours?
Good.
oh no, you lost. Do you need somebody?
Let me
to
take care of that for you.
Yeah, let's go soothe all your sorrows.
I'm gonna soothe all of your.
Oh, you're sorry.
I'm gonna soothe all of your. Donald Trump. Jesus, Mary. We're unhinged.
Of your sorrows.
Professionals. Professionals.
Donald Trump is not having a great week, guys. Really, he hasn't had a great
Oh,
week
no.
since Kamala Harris bust on the scene like the Kool-Aid man. It was like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah.
You really love to see it. You love to see it.
You do. I do. I
don't think I can find. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm looking for something. I'm looking for something.
We talked about this. We talked about this last week, or a couple of weeks ago, with the NABJ
yes.
conference. But one thing that's really funny is if you pay attention to his tone through the whole thing, you can hear just how fucking salty he is.
Oh, he was
about his choices in life.
I mean,
And
listen,
I
was mad about his
deliciously-
choices in life.
At the conference where he said that Kamala turned black.
Yes.
Mhm.
I love it.
He's like, first she was Indian, and now she's black. It's like, no, you stupid dumbass.
2 races in one person? Is that legal?
Like, I remember at the inauguration or something when they were talking about it, she was quoted as saying an Indian black biracial person. And the only reason that everyone was obsessing about the Indian part was because that was the part that was like groundbreaking.
I mean, technically, the black part was groundbreaking too, but we didn't.
She wasn't the first. Yeah, she was. But there was something else. I don't know. I can't remember.
Not only was she the first black vice president and the first Indian vice president, she is the first woman vice president and the first black woman vice president and the first Indian woman vice president. So, like, there's a lot in there, and it was easy to pick the Indian one because in my opinion, I think I don't think she in particular pushed the Indian thing, but I think the Indian part was more palatable to white people. Because listen, we already gave you Negroes the presidency.
And all the white people were super cool about it.
And look how terrible that was. I mean, that was like the worst years of existence.
I do feel like the white reaction to this is just what it feels like. The white reaction to like an Indian politician, they're like, okay. All right. Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah, they're tan.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
I think that really, Kamala has it kind of easy because she just needs to not argue Trump at all. Just encourage him. Just keep letting him say these things. Just let him get more and more unhinged, and she can just be like,
Yeah.
"This message is approved
Well,
by
that's
Kamala Harris."
yeah.
Right?
That's
That Will
like,
Smith
and that's
meme
been
where it's
that was
like,
what I was going to
That
reference.
was
Is
everything.
yeah, the whole thing about if you look at any of the TikToks, anything like that, you see these people doing these things about like Trump starts spouting off all of these crazy weird, we're going to keep
Mhm.
using that term, weird lines, and they go to like Kamala's aide and is like they're like, are you going to say anything? Switches to Kamala and just goes, just hold on, spits out some
Just
more
wait.
random stuff, and it's
Yeah, I
just
saw
every
that.
part of it is quotes of that he has made, and every one of them is just fucking weird.
Gets weirder and weirder.
I know that's the coined phrase that everyone's using now, but it is. The more you think about the stuff that he's talking about, it is just weird.
Bizarre.
Like
Well,
So that's actually something
like
I
we
want
were
to talk
trying to
about.
use the example. Well, I was going to say we're trying to use the examples of the weird stuff that's going on, and then you have JD Vance stalking over to Air Force 2
That was
at the
really
rally and coming up on the tarmac like a creepy high school guy trying to be like, well, they're talking to you, so I'm going to come talk to you. And everyone even in the reporter crowd, you can see and feel them just standing there going,
There's no couches over here, JD. There's no couches.
Okay.
No
Is
couches.
this the portion where I can just tell all my feelings about JD Vance? Is that
Yes,
it?
go for it. Go for
Go
it. I was going
for
to say something, but I'm going to let you have the floor.
Do you want to? No, you want to go first?
I was actually going to ask the panel. No, you go first because you can do that, and then it'll dovetail nicely into what I'm going to ask.
Listen, okay, JD Vance. Let's put aside that he's only been in politics for 18 months. Let's put aside that he didn't actually fuck a couch. Let's put aside the fact that he looks like if somebody was asked to draw a human male from memory. Let's put all of that aside.
And they're completely uncertain about his age. That's why they had to put the beard on.
And he may not be allowed to go near schools. Put it aside. But he is my favorite politician right now because I'm a comedian. And writing new material is hard.
Shave that beard and he'd be JD Twink.
Nope. He's so entertaining.
JD, never mind. I can't see.
It's like
demonetized.
It's just like you think, okay, he's gotten to rock bottom, like he's gotten there, and then he's like, nope, I brought a shovel. Don't you worry, I'm going further. I think it is so
I'm going
brave
deeper
of him.
in that couch than I've ever gone.
Just so brave of him to be the first vice presidential nominee with negative favorable ratings. I think that was very brave. I think that it's so brave that he's still so confident despite that, because I don't think he knows what math is, or maybe is illiterate. Have we seen him read is my question.
We've seen him write a book.
Yes, give us more. Listen, I put you on. You have the whole floor.
Okay, listen. I have so many. Listen. JD Vance is like taking up at least 10% of my brain at any given moment right now. Okay, can I just go over some of the things that he's done?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, or done / said. So, this is my podcast now. This is Doug's JD Vance podcast. So the couch thing, obviously that was fake, but I am all about spreading that misinformation because it's funny.
Can I jump in? Can I jump in for half a second? Why do you say it's not fake?
Why do I say it's not fake? No, it is fake. I just am okay with saying that it's not. It's fake because the guy who said it came back and said that he was just kidding.
You know that
So
it was
it's
in his
not in the book.
first edition of his book.
It wasn't
Right.
in the first edition of the book.
I
It
mean,
wasn't?
no, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
The guy was like, this
That
is
ruins
totally a
it.
parody account. But hey, if you want to believe that JD Vance fucked a couch, here's the thing: he's the type of guy that would. That's why the fact that it
I
was
mean-
so.
I think I said that on Saturday. Didn't I say that on Saturday? Like,
Oh, did you?
or on Friday night at the comedy show. I think.
Oh
I was
yeah,
like, the thing
maybe you
about
did.
JD Vance is, we know he didn't do it.
Well,
But if you heard it out and you'd be like, sounds right.
listen, if everybody was so quick to be like, wow, that makes sense, man, you gotta look at your life choices. But like he's okay. I'm gonna go into like increasing level of weird. So obviously he said that the country's being ran by childless cat ladies. I think we all heard that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
somehow he pivoted that to Jennifer Aniston, of all people, who's,
Okay.
as you guys know, famously running our country.
Phoebe from Friends. Wait, that wasn't Phoebe.
No, she's Rachel.
Rachel. I
Yeah.
never. Listen, I was a living single girl. I was not a Friends girl. Living single. Look it up. Change your life.
And he's kind of walked back. I don't know if you've heard he's walked back his comments a little bit on that after
Yes.
getting so much flack from literally everyone. He's like, I've got nothing
Imagine
against
that.
cats. That's
Cats.
it. I've got nothing against cats. So he also,
Yeah.
have you guys heard this
Women,
thing?
on the other hand,
Women,
they better be
especially
barefoot
child-
in the kitchen making my dinner.
if women aren't moms, what are they? And have you guys? So he had said recently that he thought people with children should get extra votes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was neat. That he's like, let's give votes to all the children in the country, but the parents are going to control them. And I have the quote here that people who don't have kids should face the consequences and reality of their childless status, because if you don't have as much of an investment in the future of this country, maybe you shouldn't get nearly the same vote. Brave. How brave of
That's a
him to
word.
say these kind of things out loud. How
a
brave
word
of him
for
to to find the most unhinged thought in that smooth brain and say, this is the one I'm going to say out loud to the news.
That brain ain't got that brain is showroom new.
It is like a stone
So
that
slip
you would
and slide.
skip across a pond.
There you
Smooth. Let's see. So, obviously he had said some bad things about Trump before that doesn't matter. He called Alex Jones a reliable source. Alex
Yeah.
Jones,
Now
obviously,
that
Yeah.
is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
of InfoWars. Okay, but let me tell you, I'm just going to read you this quote, and let me tell you how this man tells on himself, in the funniest way. He says, it's like, yeah, okay, this person believes crazy things, but I bet if you're being honest with yourself, every single person in this room believes at least something that's a little crazy, right? I believe that the devil is real and that he works terrible things in our society. We have to get away from this weird tension that we feel in our chest when somebody says, this person believes something crazy, therefore you must denounce them. So here's the thing. I love that he said, sometimes people believe crazy things that aren't true. Here's the crazy thing I believe that isn't true.
Yeah.
I think
Then
that's
just
so
offer
funny.
one.
He told a Gateway pundit, and this was a couple years ago, that Biden might be trying to murder Trump supporters with fentanyl. Yeah. He said it does look intentional. Look, it's like Joe Biden wants to punish the people who didn't vote for him, and opening up the floodgates to the border is one way to do it. What I think is so interesting about the Trump era Republican strategy is they're like, let's just say the biggest lie we can think of and give no evidence and see who's still following us. And it's a surprising number of people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's obsessed with Mountain Dew.
Oh my God, that Mountain Dew joke the other day that he said on the campaign trail
Uh,
was the cringiest shit I'd ever seen in my whole life.
are you talking about it's racist? The Democrats are going to say it's racist that he had 2 Diet Mountain Dews.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
love it.
I don't often get secondhand embarrassment.
You know what? Smash those Diet Mountain Dews,
I
baby
don't
Vance.
understand.
Little baby JD Vance. You just smash them. That's okay.
If you don't understand the joke,
Yeah.
then you are smart.
And yeah, we already think you're racist. I don't have thoughts about Diet Mountain Dew in general. He one of my favorite things, he got on ABC News.
Probably got a little white stuff on your face. The fact that all y'all looked, y'all is nasty.
We need church. He got on ABC News, and he was asked, Trump is right after the assassination attempt, and he was asked, would you be ready to assume the presidency on day one if something happened? And he chose, instead of answering that question, to say, historically, the vice president in terms of the election does not matter.
Mhm.
So brave. He's so brave. Is he what this country
That
needs
was-
right now? No. Is he what this country deserves right now? TBD. Is he what this country wants? No. I love him. I love him so much. The other thing I was going to bring up, the dolphin porn.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if you guys brought me on this podcast to rant. But
Yes, that's what we did.
Hey, yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah. So he, I don't remember the full story, but he had a screenshot that he tweeted. That's something about Google search, and one of the search things was, woman gets violated by a dolphin and enjoys it. And like the right was like, well, it's quite a leap to say he loves dolphin porn, but again, is it? Even if we hadn't seen that, is it a big leap? And then like his answer to that, like when people are like, that's dolphin porn, JD, was for him to be like, no, I was trying to show my wife that hentai exists or something like that. And it's like, okay.
Those are two.
So he switched it. He switched it from dolphin porn to hentai.
Listen,
you know what?
This man has a full-sized anime sex pillow. He has one. It's his girlfriend. It's his mistress. We know that. It's also from the couch that he fucked.
So, by the way, so I named this episode Ashley Furniture because did you see the photos of JD Vance
in drag?
Mm-hmm.
I think Ashley Furniture is the funniest drag name for him.
Fantastic.
Like,
oh God.
I love. So it was him, and was it George Santos?
Listen, George Santos is my favorite politician of all time.
I'm saying,
if Give No Fucks was a person,
he's in my top 3.
Like, George Santos gave me so much joy while he was around because as a comedian as well, the George, like,
it's just what's great about these politicians is you don't have to be witty to make jokes about them. Just say the things they did.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, I don't want Trump and Vance to win because that's terrifying. But I want Vance to stay around for my own personal entertainment. Like, I don't want him to be in government at all. I just want him to be a media figure, like get on Fox News, something. I need him to stay around and say things.
The photo of him in drag, just to jump back for that moment, is like the first one absolutely looks like it's just it's just him just standing there. But the
Mhm.
one where he's got his hair up, I'm gonna see if I
Well,
can replicate it.
yeah. First of all, that is the
He's
hardest front
enjoying
wig.
himself.
He is, and he looks like garbage.
Yes,
Like
absolutely.
I did drag for several years. I was bad at it. But like man, that was a hard front wig. Maybe no
Mm-hmm.
makeup. Uh, like baby, somebody did you
Mm-hmm.
dirty putting you in drag. Somebody had it out for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at that, and the fact that this was at a college campus makes me wonder if it was a pledge situation,
It's
a
possible.
hazing
It's
thing.
totally
Honestly, that's
possible.
even gayer.
I mean, we know how these Ivy Leagues like to get down.
I've
Mm.
watched a lot of porn.
You
I
know
know.
what? I have seen a lot
Fraternity
of
X.
videos that include frats. Yeah. So anyway, so the question I was going to get into, that dovetails into that. The weird, the Republicans are weird and all of that. Do you think that is a winning strategy long term?
I think it's hard to say. I think it's hard to say because the political landscape as we know it forever changed in 2016. And things that could be good sound strategies now are out the window. Um, so I think that maybe what didn't work is they go low, we go high. So maybe they go low, we also go low. Yeah,
We go
maybe
low, they go low, we go to hell.
they go low and they win. So maybe we should go low, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But does that make us? Does
Does
that
it make us as bad at them? No,
Yeah.
it doesn't. It doesn't. Because, and this is, listen, I'm the worst person to talk about morals or ethics. I don't care. But some people, okay, listen, it's like, okay, a bully's bullying you, right? That's bad. If you turn around and bully that bully, you're also bullying, and bullying's bad. However, some people deserve it. Like that
Earned it.
bully. If we turn around and start, we don't even, the Republicans lie. The Republicans, when they go low, they also lie. We have the luxury of their truth is very low. We don't have to do
Yeah.
that. But yeah, no, I think that we get too pansy kind of light stepping around things as a party. We're too afraid to say or do anything bold. And I think that's what ultimately hurts us the most in the polls.
Well, I'd say that the Democrats and liberals are certainly bad at messaging,
Mhm.
this is a rare win for us.
Mhm.
Because listen, talking policy didn't work.
Mhm.
Because you couldn't talk policy with someone who didn't have any policies.
Mhm.
And so talking policy wasn't something that worked. I think part of the reason that the perception of Joe Biden was doing bad at the debate, that was a word salad, but I think you get where I'm going.
Yeah, much like Joe Biden at the debate.
Fuck you up, bitch. But I think part of it is that his strategy was based on messaging, was based on policy and saying how the things that he did during his term helped Americans. But you're running against someone who is a cult of personality.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And so you are lived like the entertainment is going to always win out over the educational stuff. And so, added to him being sick, his advanced age, maybe a little bit of cognitive decline,
Mhm.
he's talking policy against someone who's just there to entertain?
I mean, I think it's pretty bad when Trump is the more coherent debater. I think that means you've fallen pretty far.
Yeah.
And I do think that we saw a bad night of an old man at
Yes.
the worst possible timing. That justifiably scared a lot of people about his ability to lead.
No, I don't fault anyone for feeling the way that they felt, because I mean, I was concerned.
hmm
I wasn't quite at like dropout concerned, but I was concerned. But when you put all of that stuff together, like we like there, no matter what, I feel like no matter what or how he done, if he had been at his 100%,
hmm
I think that the outcome would have still been that Donald Trump won, because Biden was talking policy.
It's the same mistake Hillary made in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I also think and I hope I'm not bogarting too much of this show. I just
No,
saying
go
a lot of
ahead.
words.
This is what
Like,
you're here for.
So I think, and like, I'm obviously not like a politician. I'm not like in that political sphere. I'm a fucking comedian. But
You're more than a comedian.
I'm also a hairdresser. But I
A man of the
think
people.
I think that we're at a weird point in this election. This election is so weird, and it's so polarizing that I think that old election techniques can't work, because it's all about convincing people who weren't already decided. Everybody's got a side already. Now they're just convincing the people who've already made up their minds that it's worth it to go to the polls.
I also
I
think that,
don't think anybody's in the middle of this one.
I also think that there is you're right. The old way of doing things doesn't work anymore. And I think that's also part of why policy doesn't work, because having a policy and having policies in the governmental sphere requires negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no negotiation right now.
Mm-mm.
Like, we know that Congress isn't going to get anything done because no one's going to agree, because everyone's entrenched in their side. We are a center right country, and to hear the Republicans talk, like the Democrats and liberals want this like apocalypse now style wasteland of hedonism and like, but when you
If
really, huh?
I want that.
Yeah, if only.
But if you really look at like the policies on the left, they're pretty conservative.
Oh yeah. If you look at the rest of the world, as far as the political stance index, whatever it's called, we rate very, very far to the right compared to most developed nations.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a lot of social programs that are meant to uplift the average citizen. And we've even seen some of the Republicans stating like, oh, if Kamala Harris and Walz win, we're going to go somewhere else. It's like, what, to fucking Russia? Like, what option do you have? You're going to go to Germany?
Don't stop.
You're going to go like Sweden? No, I'm not stopping them. Please get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
But the point is, like, the mindset that Republicans and right-wing conservatives have is so like dead set against the idea of even attempting to push a little more too fully centrist, that it's insane. Because if you look at literally any other developed nation, even some of the quote undeveloped nations, their policies are more left. They just are. You have to go to North Korea. Some cases, even though China actually does have a lot of social programs, that China, Russia, Iran, like, feel free to go to those places. I mean, I won't stop you. Good luck. But
I think that part of it has to do with where they were historically. You know, we started so far right that once we started introducing progress and progress and progress till it hit this sort of boiling point with the right, that we were moving so far away from them that it kind of exploded us back over there. You know, they were mad and they took back over. But with some of these European countries, I mean, I think Germany had a pretty low point, but they all started a little bit either center or center left, more focused on the people, so it was more normalized for them. It wasn't, oh, now we're doing this other newfangled thing where someone else gets rights. You know, it was something that was just more of their culture all along, and we've had a pretty prohibitive culture since our inception as a country.
Well, you know, they also were not favors of Hitler, and a lot of Americans were.
Oh yeah, I was reading a book about that.
yeah,
We'll get into that. That's one for that'll be in the reading. I'm sorry, that'll be in our reading our book.
Professor Tick explains. That's the book.
I think till our propaganda machine kind of were like, oh wait, we shouldn't like the Nazis.
If we want to do a segment where I can pull up the facts of how many Americans actually sided with Germany pre Pearl Harbor, it might be shocking to a lot of people.
Even
because
better,
it is
go post Pearl Harbor.
I mean, yeah, you can reference it all the way through the war, but up until Pearl Harbor, where the national fervor popped up of, well, we're going to go to war, it was I don't want to go into a full Professor Tig, but basically the numbers would shock people today who try to reference like, oh, we were a stalwart for democracy. No, we weren't. we really weren't. Like, I would say a good quarter, I have to get the actual statistics, but a good quarter of the population or more was pro-Germany up until we got into the war. And even like you said, after that stayed around, there was a lot that was there. I mean, for goodness sakes, whenever the king that abdicated, dropping his name.
Oh yeah.
The person that was working with the Nazis, and his fiance was a known like Nazi collaborator. They didn't go to Germany; they came to the United States. A Nazi collaborator actress came to the United States with the former King of England. They knew it was okay to come here.
Well, and that I would suggest homework for everyone to look up the America First Party.
Oh God, yeah.
And that was
I had a moment. Yay.
It's Edward VIII, by the way. That's
it. Thank you. I knew it was an Edward. I just didn't want to say the wrong one.
I looked it up.
They're all there.
So I was having.
Speaking of Eddies, it is the anniversary of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Really?
Today?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Thank you, Tyler.
the random pop information we can expect from Tyler.
Hey, is Tim Curry
helping
still
everybody?
Is he still making it? Good for
him.
Yes.
Good for him.
So I was talking to a friend of mine today, and we were talking, politics as you do at the car dealership, and he said something really interesting. We were talking about like the fact that the first two bills that were introduced in the Missouri legislature this year were anti-gay, anti-trans bills. And he said, I don't understand. Now he's more center right, but he said, I don't understand why why this has to be political. And I'd like your thought to. And what I said to him was that it's because there are people in rural areas. I'll take the state of Missouri for as one of them, who, if you say someone, that gay people are getting married or like gay people exist, it is going to cause a visceral reaction in them.
Mm-hmm.
And so to get those people on, their side, they're tapping into that.
Yeah.
It's easy to use hate as a motivator.
Well, hate, fear of the unknown, those are regular tools that politicians at large will use to sway people to their side. I mean, I'm not even going to give the Democrats a pass whenever the initial responses for trying to get people out to vote and support Biden while he was still running was, you could either have this old doddering man or you can have this lunatic
Yes.
old man.
Actually,
And that was it. Like, they were, in some ways, someone put the idea of you're being held hostage by it. You're not telling me to.
Yes.
You're not telling me you're going to do anything. You're just telling me if I don't vote for this person, then I end up with that person. That's not an option.
That's exactly what I said to my husband Bobby. And I was like, I don't even feel like I'm allowed to share this to Democrats because they will literally stone me. Is that I feel,
and not in a good way.
Like, only one party is making me feel like I'm held hostage right now, and it's the Democrats. And that, I think that maybe that was such an overwhelming feeling that we've seen the Democrats do something that they haven't done in a long time, and that is listen to the people and do what they've asked. And that it should, I don't know, that's shocking in itself because they've foisted these candidates on us that aren't necessarily bad, but they aren't the ones that the people were asking for. There's nothing like Biden. He's doing a great job. He's got the most diverse cabinet in history. He's put a lot of great judges in the courts. He's done a lot of good things. There is no world that he was the candidate we were asking for.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And I think that was one of the biggest driving forces for the party to push to have him step aside. And thank God he either finally started listening, someone mistakenly pushed a paper in front of him telling he needed to sign it. Whatever the case was, I can still go back to, because he has not stepped out and been like, I didn't want to do this, that a political figure, because let's be blunt, if you're running to be president of the United States, you have an ego. You have a massive fucking ego.
Yeah.
To step aside for that, whether pushed, slyly, slipped a piece of paper you didn't recognize because you had one of your moments, whatever the case is, he stepped aside and has continued to step aside. So the fact that he did that and has held true to that's a great legacy. That's a great thing that he can hold on to, is like, I recognize that I'm not the person these people want.
Yeah. And I don't believe it was out of any sort of benevolence. I'm not a Biden apologist in this moment. I think he realized, though, I do think he realized that the future of the country is at stake, and I think he realized that he was not going to win this election. And for that, I do appreciate that he stood down. And for them to pick Kamala and Tim Walz, I feel like they're finally paying attention to what their party wants, like their party being the voters. Hey,
You're good.
Like, it's a breath of fresh air to have a strong, competent woman under the age of 70, and Tim Walz just whenever they announced him, at first I was like, well, who the fuck is he? And then looking at him and reading about him, I was like, where has he been? Where have you guys been keeping him? He's
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, I mean, and even before he was brought up as the VP candidate, I had been hearing about all the stuff that was going on in Minnesota, and it was like one thing after another was getting passed, and then I found out that he's been helping get all of this through with like a 2-seat majority. This isn't some like thing where they're just stuffing it down their throats like Tennessee has been doing with their super majority, where they literally like were expelling people from the House for the fact that they were, let's be blunt, black.
Mhm.
They were removing people left and right. I mean, the Tennessee House, if anyone wants to look it up, feel free. There's videos of it online about them removing these people, and it is very, very, very much an abuse of power. At the very least, it's an abuse of power, let alone the racism and everything else involved in it.
It was what, 3 black
Yep.
House members.
It was
Was
two.
that what
It
you
was
call it,
two.
Tennessee? Two black
It was
House
2 black
members
members and
and a
1
female.
white
Oh, okay.
female.
White
Who were
woman.
opposing whatever bill or whatever.
Yeah, and they were cutting off their mics and not letting them speak, and so they went up to the front when they weren't supposed to go up to the front to continue trying to speak at the lectern when they wouldn't let them speak at their desks, which is where they were supposed to be able to. They just kept cutting them off, literally turning off their mics, and that hasn't been done in Minnesota. They literally got all of this stuff through, and if I could, I'll pull it up here in a second so I can quote it, but I'm not going to take the time during my rant. He managed to get all of this stuff pushed through with a very small majority, and it's because the people wanted it. I mean, it's so wonderful to see all the stuff that they've accomplished up there. And then I started hearing word about Walls being one of the people who was going to be a candidate option. I'm like, Minnesota's been doing some stuff. Let me look at this. So even before he was selected, I was like, he'd be a good option. I didn't know about his like super Midwest dad energy, but every other part of it's been fantastic.
He's got a very comforting energy, but that aside, like, he has great priorities and he has the obvious ability to do the politics. And yeah, I've never felt this good about a candidate, VP or otherwise, that I've just been like, I'm 100% behind this man. I'm cynical in nature. I don't drink the Kool-Aid. Even oftentimes the people I'm voting for, I'm like, okay, some of the stuff you're saying is pretty shady, but not Tim Walz. No.
Well, I know that I know that the only issue that I've heard anybody say about Tim Walz, well, 2 things. One is the military record, which I don't know if I have all the information on that one.
So the one thing that they've harped on is a single comment that he made where he said that he carried a rifle in a combat area. He did roll that back because he never was in combat. He was National Guard. He did roll that one back. But other than that, they're basically harping on the idea that he was a National Guardsman who never saw combat. So why is he inflating his thing? He served for 24 years in the disaster response.
This is
he
the
went
party
to
that
flood
calls
zones
them
and
the party
all
of
the
the
rest.
military. You know, they're like, we
Like,
back the military,
oh,
we
so
support
now
our
we're going to piss off the National Guard?
Let them do it.
Well, no, I think someone
let them
said
speak.
There's something about like he misrepresented his rank or something.
Yeah, I think it was the combat thing, is what I heard.
I think it was a combat thing was the biggest thing. The rank part was that I think they were trying to say something against the fact that he did make a statement about being the highest ranked military person to serve in Congress. And I think that was a comment that, don't quote me on that one, but that was that might be what they were trying to go after, but I don't think that it held any water anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
And listen, sometimes you are in front of cameras every day. You're gonna say some stupid shit. I would be canceled so fast. And that's if this is the worst that he's saying is he kind of flubbed a little bit in a moment where he made a bad decision on a word to say. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
JD Vance said Joe Biden's killing people with fentanyl. So
Yeah.
let's talk about lies. Let's talk about lies.
I mean, I guess part of me, like, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop because it's coming.
I was going to say, this does feel like we're just waiting for something. It just seems too good.
To me, it's
cynical
just
nature or not.
time. There's too much time till November.
There's
There's too much opportunity for something to happen.
Kid Fury on one of my favorite podcasts, who's not paying us, so I'm not, it's the read. It's great. You should listen to it. Said that Earth is God's TV's reality show. Or TV reality show. And he's like, what are these people doing now? And so I really feel like things have been like things are looking up. And that's not good for ratings on God's reality.
But
and so something gonna happen.
Listen, it's a crazy world where I'm the person that's gonna say what I'm about to say, but sometimes things are good. And everything, don't worry, it's still bad. This little thing, this part of it is good. And we can just let it be good.
Where's Doug?
I know. It felt weird saying it. Here I am.
Well, Dougie, we're actually all gonna go because we said an hour, and it's been an hour and 2 minutes. So the one thing that we like to do on this show before we leave is cut somebody out. And
somebody out.
Shockingly enough, yes, everybody will have a chance to cut somebody out. Donald Trump, please bring your ass to the front of the congregation because we don't all look alike. So you told this story about almost being in a helicopter crash, and you were in the car in the helicopter with Willie Brown. Willie Brown came back and told us, no, the hell he wasn't. Wasn't me. I wouldn't do that. Then I got to find the man's name. Hold on a second. I got to find the man's name because I don't want to get
Nate something.
The man who Nate Holden was actually who was in the helicopter with you. Sir, leave me alone. Like, if you're going to tell a lie, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to make sure you get your black people correct. Like, all of us, we don't all look alike. You know what I'm saying? We're black people are not a monolith, and we're not mannequins.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not a fucking Polly Pocket, or where you can just interchange us into whatever place that you feel like you need to. That's not the game. That's not what we're doing here.
For street cred.
You know, you've been playing in our faces for a long time. First, you put out them damn sneakers because you were like, you know what Negroes like? Sneakers.
The sneakers. Don't forget the time that he got Burger King for that football team that was predominantly black.
Yeah, because you know what? Negroes love burgers. Then you tried to tell all of us that the black folks are more like you more because you got a criminal record, because you've been to jail, so you know their plight. Sir, leave us alone. From henceforth and for forever,
Evermore.
we would like to be left out of your narrative. Thank you, and you may now leave the congregation, hopefully never to return.
I like it.
I think he busted up in flames.
Tyler, is there anyone that you would like to cuss out?
I can't really think of anyone that I want to cuss out.
Oh, that was his name.
No.
Nobody? Tig, are you the only
I
one?
need a second. I'm looking his dumb ass up. Hold on a minute. I don't want to get the person wrong. What the fuck is his name? Numbnut douchebag.
Senator Numbnut Douchebag? That's my favorite senator.
I voted for him.
I voted for him twice.
Yeah.
I've got it now. Jesse Waters, please step up to the front of the congregation.
Oh, God.
Please step up here, sir. I'm just going to be simple and straightforward with this. You are not a scientist. It's obvious that whatever the fuck you are, you're not a scientist, nor do you ever use any actual like references when you spew the vehemence and bullshit out of your mouth and saying that scientists say that if you vote for a woman, you will turn more into a woman. How stupid are you?
I'm going to try it.
I swear to everything. Literally, I wish we could pull up videos just for this snippet, just for this sound bite. He literally said on camera, full chest.
He said it with his whole chest?
Whole ass chest. That if you vote for a woman, scientists say that you will be more of a woman. Yeah. How can a man vote for a woman?
Well, Tig scientists said
what the fuck is wrong with you?
Hold on, I'm looking for the video right now. If I can make it happen, I'm gonna make it happen.
It was in the middle of his thing. I don't remember who references. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Jesse Waters, scientists say. Literally, that was one of the Google things. Jesse Waters inexplicably claimed that when a man votes for a woman, he actually transitions into a woman.
Hell yeah. Listen, I know a lot of people mid-transition. We got the cheat codes now, baby. People going to transition all over the place. You think there's a lot of trans women
here's the whole quote.
Now you wait.
Yeah. Here's the whole quote. So when speaking about the White Dudes for Harris, which I actually was sitting in for that. He was responding to the during Tuesday's episode of The Five. Waters wondered why any man would vote Democrat while discussing a record-breaking White Dudes for Harris fundraising call that took place earlier that week. It's not the party of virtue, security. It's not the party of strength. It's definitely not the party of family. And to be a man and then vote for a woman just because she's a woman, first off, yet again, fantastic talking point for the Republican Party. Just you just throwing out more of that DEI bullshit. But you know, I'm sure you have factual reasons for that. And to be a man to vote for a woman just because she's a woman is either childish, the person has mommy issues, or they are just trying to be accepted by other women. Waters said, I heard the scientists say the other day that when a man votes for a woman, he actually transitions into a woman. Even one of his own colleagues looked at him and said, oh, is that what the scientists say? When you have someone on the Fox, and he goes, yeah, that's what they say. When you have someone on the Fox News Network, on The Five, ask you that question, you need to realize how absolutely moronic you are. You You incel piece of shit. You have no idea how to please a woman, and I guarantee you probably can't even please yourself.
Ooh.
So just do your best to shut the fuck up, get your hair greased up a little bit more, and try to act like you resemble a human being. Please go sit. Please go sit in the back. We don't have time for you.
Right.
All the way the fuck in the back. All the way the fuck in the back.
Not he's still talking to him. Get out. No. All right. Dougie.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna take this one. Instead of depth, I'm gonna go breadth. I'm gonna take it wide.
Yeah.
People on Facebook, look at me.
God.
Get over here. Here's the thing. Shut the fuck up. I do not want to hear your trash opinions on trans people any fucking more. And I don't want to hear, now that you guys have figured out that sometimes women can have high testosterone, that they aren't women now. I don't want to hear you, the people who are like, we're just protecting women, slowly target more and more women. I don't want it anymore. I don't want to see it. I don't want to talk to you about it. I don't want to see you post about it. If you laugh react one trans woman's profile picture or selfie, I'm coming for you. I'll find your house. I'll fucking do it. Also, if any of you little idiot boys have low testosterone, by your own account, you are now a woman. So, welcome to the resistance. You're trans.
I was
Tucker Carlson.
I've had
Joe
wonderful
Rogan.
comments that JB and I talked about the fact that literally every man started with XX chromosomes. Every one of us is a woman. Sorry, every single person. We are the abnormality.
I will say, so something that it just broke my brain, because they can't leave Dylan Mulvaney alone ever.
Oh, Jesus.
But now the little gender detectives on Facebook have decided, some of them have decided that she actually was born a woman and then was forced to transition into a boy as a child, and what she really did was detransition, and you can tell that because she's got feminine cheekbones. Guys, first of all,
Not the high
feminization-
cheekbones argument again.
Feminization surgery does exist. I don't know if she's had it. Estrogen changes a lot of things, and also sometimes people have face shapes regardless of their gender. It's wild. Absolutely wild. And it can happen. And maybe we can set aside our weird fascination with trans people and just let them live their lives. They're just trying to go to the bathroom. They're just trying to do their jobs. They're just trying to play a sport. Let them do it. It doesn't matter to you. And I don't believe for 1 second that you actually care about women swimming. I don't.
Nope.
No one does.
You don't care about women's boxing.
No. You never cared about it before this. Why are you caring about it now? What's different? What's new? Can you tell me? That's it. That's who I'm cussing out. All of Facebook.
Okay. Well,
It
guys.
all has to do with their fat material.
What? Chromosomes?
Ooh. Wow.
No.
Hot take. Hot take.
Estrogen.
Did you say that he said they're fat material?
Oh, fat.
Material.
What,
That changes
what they
it.
use,
Yeah. Yeah.
What they
listen.
use when they're trying to, crank out the baby batter.
Cry
And you
into
know
a
what?
pillow,
You guys
lonely
don't
at
have
night.
to feel
Yes.
guilty about it. You can watch it. You can watch it. And you can feel good that it made you feel good. It's okay. You don't have to take it to the polls. Literally.
And on that note, guys, Dougie, thank you so much for being here. Hopefully we'll get to have you again.
I really loved it. Thank you for having me on.
Yay!
Thanks, Dougie.
You guys can find Dougie on his podcast, who's funding this podcast, where him and another local comedian. Oh my God! The fact that I just lost her name.
Her name
now.
is Maddie Bird.
Maddie Bird. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. She's gonna kill me.
Maddie and I are two cynical comedians that talk about conspiracy theories. Season 2 just premiered today, where we talked about a conspiracy theory called Project Bluebeam. You can find it on Spotify and anywhere you listen to podcasts.
That's a really cool one. I might have to listen to that one
It's
specifically just to be like,
unhinged.
yeah,
Uh,
please.
we also have video on YouTube. We're
What's your YouTube channel now?
it's who's funding this podcast?
Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm much more apt to watch a YouTube video than I am to listen to a podcast.
Yeah. Season 2 is the start of our video empire.
Sweet. Then I guess we'll have to. Well, I guess we'll have to be under your video empire rather than my video empire.
We'll go to war.
That's fine. Or we could just join forces and take over.
Yeah.
Mwahaha.
Yeah.
Once again, thank you so much. You guys know where to find the rest of these boys. It's down
We're
on
here.
the thing. Right here. Don't forget, next week we will be playing over on Soul Maddie Games channel, playing Cyberqueer, our fun D&D game that we all of us play
All
together.
of us are there.
Yes.
And it's a great time.
We are the Gabies.
Love the Gabies. It's always great. We love you, and we will see you guys week after next, where maybe there'll be another guest. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.